Hello YouTube, it's Atticus. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all well. I just woke up and yeah, I'm ready to cast you guys a game. So today I'm going to be betraying my people. I'm going to be killing my Druchii. So I'm with you for another DLC match here, guys, and I am playing the Lizardmen. And yeah, we're fighting against my Druchii, which is always kind of saddening. So let's go ahead and jump to the build, guys. I'll explain to you who I brought for my army. So for my lord, guys, we're trying Krokkar on foot. So yeah, you know, I figured that everybody's going to be expecting the new lords, the new DLC lords. Let's go old school. And not only do we go old school, let's try something that I never really do by putting them on foot. That way, you know, if he tries to overcompensate with range units, bolt throwers, and things like that, they're not going to be able to snipe him. Also, guys, we have the Thunderous one, so this thing is so fun, powerful. You know, when it's charging in there, it's going to have the random lightning strikes that hit, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot like the lightning strikes caused by, what was that, the game I did yesterday with the lightning bolts coming down. It's a lot like that. For my front line, guys, these things are so good in this matchup, just because if you go with like a front of like Sisters of Slaughter or Witch Elves, these little bad boys, it's always been a nuisance. You get the skink cohorts of javelin, so yeah, for $100 or 100 points more, guys, you're just getting something that could throw, you know, a poison javelin. You get like 3 volleys of it, but you know, and then also you get the shield chance. It's really powerful. I have a whole bunch of these guys. Also, on these Bastiladon, we got a solar engine right here, guys. So this is going to be hopefully be trying to shoot at Malekith the whole game. And for our back line, we got a little bit of muscle. We have 2 Saurus warriors with shields, and we have the Star Chamber guard, the Temple guard. So yeah, these guys are going to be protecting my foot lord. So yeah, use them a lot like you would use the blades of the Blood Queen and things like that. It's kind of cool that each race has like their, you know, really powerful elite units. So that's my army, guys. Here in Deep Vanguard, you can see that I also do have the not Star Chamber, but the Pok cohorts. So yeah, these are the ranged, not ranged, but the Deep Vanguarded Cold One Spear Riders. So yeah, we're gonna see how these guys could do. I was hoping that my opponent would have some bolt throwers or something like that that, you know, would be exposed that I could attack. For my opponent, he's going a really old school Dark Elf army. So we have Malekith in the air. So let's go ahead and look at the spells he brought. So he has Blade Wind, Doom Bolt, and Gaze of Malice, and Power of Darkness. So, yeah, not a bad loadout. Malekith is he can be a really good pick in this matchup. I usually prefer Marathi personally, but yeah, I've seen Malekith work a lot. I feel like a lot of the pros use Malekith, and he's obviously going to be a terror in the night. He also has a Death Hag up on the Cauldron, so this is really a good pick, I feel like, just because of the terror causing. But you know, you got to make sure that I don't snipe it with anti-large. But yeah, this thing could do a lot of work for you, especially if it has the Chill Wind, the -6 ability, which my opponent did not bring. Interesting. For his front line, he has a mixture of Dread Spears, and then he also has 3 Dark Shards with shields, and then this is the real killing power of his army, 3 units of Cold One Knights. So yeah, really old school, no Regents Renown, just going straight up, kind of elite, I would say. So we'll go ahead and see how that goes, guys. So right off the bat, as the Sloth said to the Hibiscus Flower, we're just going to start marching up the armies, guys. You can see that at Malekith, I'm going to, wait a minute, I'm not even Dark Elves. Here I am casting through their perspective. I'm the Lizardman. Sorry, I just woke up, guys. Right off the bat, you can see that I'm going to have the solar engine start shooting at Malekith. I'm going to be advancing my troops up here, guys. Obviously, I see all these Cold One Knights, and the only really threat I have to worry about is my Thunderous one and also my Bastiladon Solar Engine, and everything else is not anti-large. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did have 2 units of the Pretty Girls, as Turin likes to call them, the Feral Cold Ones, and these guys are hopefully just be getting into the range units. You can see that Malekith did get a Breath Attack into my Star Chamber Guardian, and he's going to get a really good Gaze of Malice, too. So, yeah, front lines are getting ready to collide here, guys. You can see that my skink cohorts with their poison are going to start nipping on the tail of these Cold One Knights. But yeah, guys, we're just doing a lot of damage to Malekith with the solar engine. So over here you can see that I'm trying to lure away his anti-large units with my Cold Ones. I'm just trying to pull them away. I figured, you know, if I can lure them into my Cold One Spear Riders, I might have a chance. Over here, guys, my opponent made a mistake. He got a little bit too aggressive with this Death Hag, and look, completely surrounded by the Star Chamber Guardians and the damage of the skink cohort. So you can see that Malekith is right on his tail too. I did get the Hand of God that hit his Death Hag, and he really needs to pull that unit out ASAP. He was able to kill one of my Cold Ones. You can see he's doing a really good job of, like, you know, charging into my units, guys. But yeah, we are actually not looking too hot on the infantry line, but we have a lot of cheap units, so that's to be expected. Over here, you can see Malekith is going to land in on the Cold One Spear Riders right here, and he's also going to get attacked by the Cold One Knights. But yeah, the Thunderous One is here just rampaging the back line, doing a really good job of shutting down all these Dark Shards. But yeah, luckily we are going to break the Death Hag. Even though she has used some of her abilities, we are going to break her, so that's going to be a really good pick for us. And Malekith's going to get a nice Blade Wind right onto the back of my Saurus. So yeah, it's working. He's doing pretty good. Balance of power is slightly in my favor, though, and you can see that all my shaft units are just mucking up his Cold One Knights, making it really hard for him to focus on the troops that he wants. You can see that my Cold One Spear Riders are absolutely just getting shredded, or my Feral Cold Ones are getting shredded by the Dark Elf Cold One Knights. Same with my Regenerate Renown one. But yeah, he has so much Overwatch here. He has these Dark Shards shooting into my Thunderous one, but I'm just trying to move him back and forth, do as much damage as I can. And you can see that we're totally just swamping all his troops. I mean, that's the kind of, a weakness when you go really elite Dark Elf armies. I just have so many troops that are just going, every angle and just attacking his guys. You can see over here that I have my Skinks fighting amongst the Dark Shards. Over here, we have Skinks keeping these two Cold Ones busy. But yeah, Malekith is doing a really good job of using his spells, though. You can see that this one is kind of veer off, though, and hit some of his own troops. And we've gotten him about, half health because of the Bastillodon Solar Engine. Here you can see that we have routed many of his Dread Spears. He doesn't have a real elite infantry unit, so yeah, it's allowing us to break, smash through their leadership. Here comes a really good Gaze of Malice. It's going to hit these guys right in the face. So yeah, my opponent's been really good about how he's used his Malekith spells, but now we're just going to collide up into these Cold One Knights, guys. I'm going to try to use the poison of my Skink, my Saurus, my Thunderous one, and we're just trying everything we can to try to just swamp these guys. You can see Malekith is in battle right here. My opponent is going to use a Soul Stealer trying to heal up Malekith, which is really wisely. But yeah, we just have so many troops here, guys. You can see that now we're just starting to converge onto the remaining Dark Elf units right here. You can see Malekith is getting totally surrounded, especially with Kroq-Gar there, with his anti-large hitting him. Over here, you can see the rest of his units are starting to break, and yeah, it's looking really good for us. Wisely, my opponent is going to realize that his Cauldron right here, his Death Hag is alive, so he's going to try to pull her back into combat. But yeah, I mean, he really needed her to hold the front line, and that is going to be army losses and a win for the Druchii. So that's a short one, but we'll go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown and talk about some of the keys for my success. And I would say what really came down for one of my keys for success was the numbers, having all these shaft units. When you go really elite like this, it's really easy to get bogged down. And when you get bogged down, if I could bog down your 3 Cold One Knights, what's that leave you to really fight with? 4 spear units and a Death Hag. So it's the same kind of strategy like Empire can use against you if you're playing Dark Elves. It's the same strategy that Skaven will. Just going largely numbers. Having Kroq-Gar on foot was pretty reliable. That way I didn't have to worry about him getting sniped. He was able to stay with the Star Chamber Guardians. And also, guys, poison. Everything I had pretty much was doing poison damage, and that just absolutely just slowed him down, lowered everything, his combat stats. It allowed for me to, stomp the whole game. The Bastillodon Solar Engine was shooting into Malekith. And this Thunderous one is such a fun unit. It was just rampaging his front lines of its terror. And so as for my opponent, good game. I think losing your Death Hag really early, getting a little too aggressive with it, really cost you the game. You need that Death Hag, to support your infantry using its terror as well. But yeah, it is what it is. So all right, guys, it's Atticus. I'll have another one up today. I'll see you later. Goodbye.